Someone very close to me who I've known my entire life suffers from depression. She has been suffering from depression as long as I've known her, and she's been suffering from depression, anxiety, and PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. This started when she was about in elementary or middle school, and this first started after her father left her. He left her, her mother, and her older brother, and he didn't continue to keep in contact with them. And he didn't make contact with her until she was probably 18 or so. And then after that, she went through a traumatic experience that no one in their life should ever have to go through. She was sexually abused by her brother and his older friends. Ever since then, she's suffered from depression, anxiety, and PTSD, like I said, and she has been on antidepressants and has even gone through some therapy as well. When she told me this story, I was sitting down with her, and I was only about 10 years old or so, and I just remember hearing her sobs as she finally got it off her chest to me, and I could feel her pain as she told me this story, and I could feel the hatred she felt towards her brother for causing her so much pain. Depression is more than just a temporary illness, and it needs to be addressed as an actual illness or disease. Depression is very common, yet some people are still skeptical on whether or not it's an actual disease. People believe it's not a real disease because it doesn't have the same physical symptoms as most diseases do, like cancer and heart disease and HIV and AIDS. Even though it doesn't discriminate on who it affects, and it still affects a number of people. According to NIMH, National Institute of Mental Health, it is by definition classified as a mood disorder. And the symptoms only affect how you feel, how you carry out daily activities, and how you think is what people believe. They don't believe it affects like physical symptoms like with your body. And they also say it's not a real disease because the treatment is different for everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And they also believe it's not biological, so they don't think it's chemical or has to do with like biological stuff in your body. They believe it's all in your head, and that it's caused by a tragic or sad experience, and you only feel sad for a short period of time. And I believe these people have been fed false information and have been misled on the facts about depression. Depression is a real disease, and it is not just a feeling of sadness when going through a tough time. Depression has emotional symptoms, but it also has physical symptoms as well. These include headaches, indigestion, low energy and exhaustion, appetite and weight changes, joint muscle fatigue, sleep loss, and nausea, says Lindsay Holmes, who wrote the article Evidence Depression Isn't Just All in Your Head. Dr. John F. Greedon says, unfortunately, in healthcare, we tend to split the mind and body sometimes. So if someone complains of physical symptoms, that's what clinicians tend to target. So that preponderance of physical symptoms for people who also have the mood symptoms tends to overwhelm the underlying cause. But the symptoms go together. They hold hands. They're all a part of the same syndrome. So depression is an actual illness. It's caused by changes in your brain chemistry, and factors can include genetics, hormone level changes, certain medical conditions, and stress, like just stress that can cause it. And depression affects people emotionally, mentally, but it also affects them physically. It's caused by biological factors, and it is more than just a temporary sadness, and it should be classified as an actual illness or disease. Depression is real. Depression affects 350 million people in the world, and if we were to take action, we could help one of those people in that 350 million. And to us, that's not a large number, but to them, it's more than enough. And in order to help those people, I encourage you to talk to those who suffer from depression and just be their friend. Don't discriminate against them. Don't treat them as if they're different. Don't act like they're fragile and they're about to break. And for those who don't believe it's an actual illness, just educate them on why it is and how it affects us in our daily lives. Thank you. Sam.
What do you believe is the most effective way to treat this depression?
It's different for everyone. Like some people use antidepressants, some people go through therapy, and some people go through both. It just depends on like the actual person.
So do you think antidepressants, do they like help temporarily, or is it like permanent, like can actually make them better?
It basically, what it does is it suppresses the depression, like you still have it, but it's not to where it affects your daily life to where you can't carry out tasks. It just kind of like makes it tolerable.
is struggling with depression, they're just always going to struggle with depression? Or is there like a, I don't want to say like a cure, but is there a way that they can actually get over the hump? And because you said antidepressants don't really do that, they just suppress it.
I think it's possible, like if you are on antidepressants and maybe therapy would help a lot. And I don't, like depression sometimes, like there's 3 different kinds. And like some depression, like the not as bad kind, it like you get it and then it goes away for a little while and then it comes back. So I think it's possible for someone to get rid of it completely.
Because there are so many ways to treat it, is that a potential problem? Or because it can come and go away, or there are 3 types, do you see that as a potential problem in changing its like classification or our understanding of it to a mental illness?
I don't think so because like with other diseases they can come and go too, like cancer you can be in remission and it can still come back. And there's other types of like, there's multiple different treatments for cancer too, whether it's radiation or chemotherapy. And there's like trials for that too.
All right.